Hello, my friends, and we are live. Welcome to myself, the MacMaster, and we're going to head over live to the island of Tenerife. And we're going to speak with Rick, not Richard, as I said on the teasers. We're going to actually speak with Rick and Shelley. Both, well, you're not, are you an entertainer as well, Rick, or not?
Say that again, Lee. Good afternoon, first of all. How are you doing, mate? Nice to see you. You're doing all right?
Yes, thank you. Doing really well.
You're finding us down in the south of Tenerife on Golf del Sur. We're in a bar called El Nautico, and it's the bar that you definitely know because you've been down here before. It was the glass bar on the seafront, hence the reason why we've got that view behind us. And it just turns out we've worked out it's happy hour at 5 o'clock, so I've decided to have a frosted beer on you with you, Lee, at this moment in time. So cheers, salute.
Cheers, thanks for that. I can tell that it's pretty noisy this, so you'll have to bear with us, guys.
Well, what I'm going to do, Lee, I think what we'll do is straight away is I can see a quiet corner because there's a view behind us, but we'll go over to the quiet corner and we'll start.
You move over to the naughty corner.
Brilliant.
Move over to the naughty corner. Just make sure you take your beer with you. Hello, guys. Before we start, guys, what I want you all to do is hit that thumbs up for me. Just give that thumbs up. Doesn't cost you a penny, and it just pushes it out there to YouTube. As I say, we're speaking to Rick and Shelley from That Tenerife Vlogcast over on the island of Tenerife. And Tenerife at the moment is in Tier 3, and we're going to be asking them questions about what effect that it's had, Tier 3 has had on the entertainment industry, restaurants and bars. Going to have a big difference there with me not being there as well, not buying the €1 pints along with everybody else. So looks beautiful weather there at the moment. Nice.
We've actually got a Kalima in at the moment, Lee. So as you know what the Kalimas are like, it's a massive dust cloud. So the temperature's gone dramatically up, and the vision's gone a bit less, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So we can't see Tady. Tady's absolutely covered in dust at the moment, but it's a beautiful day in Tenerife as always. And just hello to everybody there back in the UK who's missing this place because it is a great day today as always. Yeah,
beautiful.
Well, it's happy hour, so you won't be seeing much anyway in a little while. So people that's joined us, by the way, hit the thumbs up. Also, we will be answering some of your questions as well. So if you've got any questions about Tenerife that don't involve anything too technical, because we're talking more along the lines of entertainment, bars, restaurants, and live acts today, and finding out how they're surviving this Tier 3 lockdown kind of. It's a semi-lockdown kind of thing, isn't it, really?
Why not?
Yeah, Tier 3, we went into Tier 3 on 12 o'clock Sunday night, and that basically means no entertainment out for 3 weeks because of the Santa Semana, which is the Easter few weeks that they celebrate here. So they're trying to keep the numbers down, stopping people coming together because it's such a big thing that they celebrate. So they're kind of taking the idea that if they keep everybody in the house and there's no entertainment, then the gathering won't happen. But the bars are still open. So it's difficult. It's really, really hard for all the entertainers here because for the little work that we did have, they've literally just stopped it. So we have nothing for 3 weeks. We have nothing to live on. So it's a struggle. People are leaving the island every day.
We're classing
singers all the time. It's unreal.
Can I just stop there? How is the government helping people like you out, the artists out there and the acts?
Well, the thing is, if you went fully self-employed, you can work one of two ways here. You can actually go fully self-employed and pay the full nominal, it's called, fee. So you can work as much as you like, but then you're paying full tax every month, and it's a lot of money. Or you can actually go with an agent and work for an agent, and then you can pay him on a minimum contract. So you're only paying maybe it's what, 150 a month instead of maybe it could go up to 380 a month if you're fully self-employed yourself. The problem is the people who have been under the agent haven't been on a full-time contract, so they're only on a minimum contract. So when it's come down to the government paying out, they're looking at how much money they've paid into the system, and it isn't a lot, so they're not getting the help to survive, So that's the problem. Only the people who have paid into it on the full autonomous system, self-employed system, have getting some help. But I mean, myself, I'd only been self-employed here because I'd only been here this time for a year. Although I paid into the system for the year, I still wasn't entitled to anything because I hadn't been paid enough into the system. So I got nothing at all. And luckily, because I was with Rick, we've managed to struggle through. But, it's that's why a lot of people are leaving. And we're doing live shows for tips and just to try and get some kind of income. It's really hard.
There's a lot of singers on the island who, when the lockdown first happened, a lot of Facebook. We were big in Facebook up until we transitioned over to YouTube. And Facebook was a thing for all the entertainers.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of lives going on Facebook all the time. There was even a page that came up, Lockdown Live, that used to get like 17,000 people joined it. And a lot of the entertainers were going live on their hours, and they had their own hourly slots. Shelley does hers on a Sunday, still at 2 till 3. And that was the only way. But when our lockdown finished, the bars started to open up again. They fell by the wayside, so people started going back into the bars to work. But then they've clamped it again, and because it's been clamped again, it's trying to start up an old engine leak. It's like people go, it's difficult to get the engagement back again.
Yeah.
I think we were lucky that we've been proactive across social media now for nearly a year and a half. And I think we kept it up and running pretty much all the time. And, don't get me wrong, in Facebook at the beginning, Shelley's views on Facebook were about anywhere between 12 to 17,000 views in a week, throughout the week.
It was going a bit crazy in the beginning.
Now it's hitting somewhere between 8 to 10, which is still fantastic for her, because with the talent that she is. But other people have found that really difficult. We were watching somebody last night who's a fantastic singer, and there was 20 people live. And it's like 20 people watching, and it's just like that. That can't. If you imagine you're with a family, young kids and stuff like that, we are, in essence, that fortunate that not in that position. But if you're there with a young family, there's a lot of singers that we feel really. It's really
don't
hard.
get me wrong, we're not living like millionaires. You know what I mean? No. We are literally just surviving, treading water. That is it.
Our rule.
Can I ask, Shelley? Sorry, I'm not leaving you out, Rick.
No, it's fine.
Can I ask? The whole world at the moment's had to change. If you look at like TV shows on a Saturday night where they involve the audience, it's all virtual audiences now. How are you finding a virtual audience compared to a real audience? Because you get feedback from a real audience. You must miss the audience in Tenerife.
What we found was Rick had never really he was never involved in my shows whatsoever, and had never compared and everything. But because he was a car salesman and tends to have the gift of the gab.
Yeah, sorry about that.
What we tend to do is Rick will sit at the side. Now we're going live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time now. But every time, so people start commenting. So when I sing a song, he's there writing down. Because I can't go, so what you're saying, I can't read what you're saying there. And so you don't miss the comments. So basically then Rick will come on and go, oh, so-and-so said this, so-and-so said that. And then we'll have a laugh and joke about it. That's how we involve the audience. But it's a different world, it's a different way of working.
The hardest thing you said was the first couple of weeks when you went live, was actually singing into a phone.
Yeah, that was weird. It was weird in the beginning.
But
you learn to adapt. And then it was weird going back to an audience. It's like when the people are there. It's like it's all right when you've got nothing between you, but that was a bit strange going back to
which venues were you actually playing at when you was over there? Were you at the like Las Americas, Los Cristianos, Costa Adeje, or which places were you at?
Well, I was working in Los Cristianos in Bojangles. I was working in Hobbies Bar in Torviscus.
2 seconds. Bojangles is the one that's just up from Casey's Bar League, where you must know, so it's that area.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I work at the Royal Sunset Hotel.
Theatre Bar.
Theatre Bar.
The Theatre Bar is around the corner from you did a live once at the Pheasant Plucker in San Eugenio. And it's about 4 bars up from there. Just to give you a bit of an idea of where, for the people to know where you actually are.
And down on the patch. So all over, really.
Can I ask also, prior to Tier 3, how was it? You were still performing live, but you'd not got the Brits over there, the British holidaymakers. How was it then? Was it still busy? Did you still have people in, or was it a totally different scene?
We used to say, even when we were in Tier 2, we're going, it's gone really quiet, because what we would call the swallows, all the older people that would come over for Christmas, they would stay maybe 6 months. The time all the way through January, February, March, the 30th, now this week, they have to leave because that's their 90 days up.
The 90-day rules kicking in.
So within the last few weeks, you see the mass exit of all of these older people, older generation who can't stay here longer than 90 days. So now it is quieter than ever. I mean, a lot of the bars that just can't even, they were keeping the little bars going, but now they're not even here. And now it's down to the residents, and residents are struggling. So it's only the older people who have like the pensions who it isn't really affecting that much. Or rich people. None of our friends following that.
So not only have you seen an effect from COVID and the national pandemic, you've also seen an effect from Brexit.
Yes, absolutely. One of the things that I do, I help my sister. She's got a business for 20 years where it sorts out residencias and it sorts out they've moved over now to a system called the TIE system. And people have to get registered. There's billboards all over the island now saying, get registered, do it now. If you're a Brit, want to stay here, get registered. And, the appointments are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And then the deadline stops by the end of March. That's up in the government offices up in Santa Cruz. And I take the clients up there and we get it sorted. And even that now, that's having an effect as well. So there's going to be a lot of Brits over here now who haven't actually got up and done that because they've, nobody knew a world pandemic was going to come along and put Tenerife onto its knees. And when you're, no disrespect to people, if you're working for a bit of black money, which some people do on the island, and then all of a sudden that gets taken away from you, and then there's no support behind it, those are the people those are the people that Daniel helps, fully enough, because Daniel did that Nobody Goes Without Food, and it was Stephanie Tudge.
We've done charity shows for these charities, to try and help the people because they have nothing. They have kids and they're not getting any help at all.
No.
And it's really shocking.
How do you see the bars and the restaurants and the live entertainment coming back? Is it going to be an immediate comeback or will it be gradual?
I think people will still continue doing the virtual lives. I know I will. But I do believe as soon as the flights start to come in from the UK, because for me, it's the UK, the party animals, compared to the rest of the world, they are absolute. I've got £1,000 and I'm taking that £1,000 on holiday and I'm spending it. And they spend it on drinking booze, drinking and food, and they just party. And so I still believe when the bars open and the flights start, I think they're going to come back, but I think there's going to be a severe lack of entertainers on the island.
That's the issue.
That's the issue I think they're going to have because that many have left.
And I think it comes down to that.
You both have a YouTube channel, which is That Tenerife Vlogcast.
Yeah, That Tenerife Vlogcast.
That Tenerife Vlogcast. So search that up, guys. If you're watching on Catch Up, which I know a lot of people will be doing, it will be in the description down below. Also, Shelley, you have a Facebook page?
Facebook page, yeah.
Yeah, Shelley, UK vocalist.
Okay, so if you send me that link as well, everybody who's watching now on Catch Up, that link will also be in the description below. I want you to head over to That Tenerife Vlogcast, obviously after we've finished speaking, and hit over and subscribe to their channel as well. You'll also see a link at the end of the video with That Tenerife Vlogcast with a little picture on there. Click on that and subscribe to them. Support these guys. Difficult times there, as it is everywhere, but extremely difficult over in Tenerife at the moment for the evening entertainment and obviously the nightlife without people being there and visiting. Hopefully it will come back. When do you see it coming back? It's all speculation, I know. At the moment.
One of the things I just wanted to make a point of on there was we did a vlog the other day of Parque de la Paz, which is a row of bars behind the Safari Centre, and it's about 10, 11 bars that Shelley used to work in the year 2000 upwards, and that place was bouncing. Yeah. And we were up there 2 days ago, and it was like a Walking Dead set. It was like the set of The Walking Dead. It was everywhere, it's empty, desolate, rubbish, and just leaves. And it was one of those ones. It was so sad to see. That's had the biggest hits from my channel, and I think because the people can resonate and realise, and what we try to do on our channel is we try to keep it lighthearted. We don't do the figures. We leave that for Tim. He's doing a fantastic job doing that. You guys are doing it all. We just want to put a smile on people's faces. But sometimes the realism has to go into that and see it of what actually happens on here. Personally, the issue we've got now is it only clicked on me maybe only 3-4 days ago. There's 2 teams playing at this now. The Spanish government go, that's okay, we'll open the borders. Now the Brits go, yeah, but we're going to close them. Yeah. So it makes no difference. And so it's now also, hang on a minute, everybody's over the moon because the Spanish are going to open the borders for everybody to come in, the Brits. But then the next day, the Brits are going to close the borders. It's like, so we've now got to work with 2 teams, not just one team working together. And that's really the struggle I think we're going to have. Genuinely, we've got people that were due out in May. We've got family due out in May. Your son was going to come over.
Yeah, in June.
In June, sorry. My realistic thought for me, and if I'm going to be optimistic, I would say September. Optimistic, realistic, December, November, December. That's my own personal view, though, Lee. That's nothing to do with you. I'm hanging on for June.
Yeah. I'll just stop there. I just want to say thanks to Jan Horseman. Thank you very much for your support there. And everybody else who's watching, what I really want you to do is, I want you to support these guys. So I want you to click the subscribe button on their channel.
What do you say?
Push the buttons and stuff.
That's her catchphrase, Lee. Push that button. She didn't have a clue about YouTube.
I don't know what's going on with this YouTube.
When we first started, she didn't have a clue, and I said, put your thumbs up. She went, yeah, push them buttons and stuff.
Push the buttons and stuff. That's it.
That's it.
At the end of the catch-up, you'll see. But it is easy to find. You just search for that Tenerife vlog cast. But it's a little bit, I'll put it on the end, and also the link will be in there on catch-up. Jan Horseman, thank you very much again. If anybody's got any questions, I know we all love entertainment when we come over to Tenerife. It's what makes people's holidays. And what worries me is, though, that there is going to be, like you say, a lack of it when we get back because people can't hold out. Hoping that you'll be able to hold out there. So support them by clicking their subscribe button. So
I've got a question for you, Lee.
Go on.
When do you think you're going to be over here?
That's my question number 10. Technically, I don't want to give too much information away. I could come over for work because I don't just do YouTube, and I do have different visas and stuff for my job for the press. I work for the press, but don't tell anybody. And I hope the press don't watch because I normally don't say anything good about them. But anyway, also hit the thumbs up on this button, guys. Let's hit that thumbs up. So how long is this tier 3 going to last for? I mean, there must be an end in sight.
They've given a date that this tier 3 is based over the Easter holidays, and it's lasting till April the 9th, which is Friday, April the 9th. What happened was, which is really quite interesting, is for people like Shelley and other great singers, they're reinventing themselves, and rather than actually turning up in a bar and then doing a show, they're actually creating their own shows. So we found a restaurant here on Gulf del Sur in our area, and people that know Shelley. There was a 3-course meal with then 2 entertainments, including Shelley on there, and we sold it out. We've done 3 of those, and this is going to be the 4th one on April the 9th. And we've now had to move that for another week forward to a week back to April the 16th now. Yeah. And it's so what happens, what you're finding is it's the resourcefulness of the entertainers, because they're not just singers. They actually, these people they've been self-employed, running businesses, their own business, which is themselves, and then they'll do these things to get these shows in. There was a place in town which I think you remember the mini golf place. It was called Vivo.
Yes.
They put the Vivo, the guys at the time. I mean, unfortunately, even those guys have had to stop at the moment, so it's in different hands. But at the time, those guys gave the room to the entertainers and said, "Look, you take the ticket money, you put a show on, and then we'll take the bar, and then we'll work together." And it was the support was fantastic from those guys. It was the MHT team, which is the Music Hall Tavern team, and they were brilliant. But unfortunately, even they've, because their overheads were that huge, even they've succumbed to it as well. And they're still going; they'll be back, but they're not at Vivo at the moment. Yeah. But what the point to try and say was, the fact is, rather than just go, I've got a gig, I've got to go in and do this job and then get paid for it. It's literally like, well, we need to go and create a gig, and that's
what it was. Create your own work.
Creating your own work, and that's where this show we get in conjunction with a restaurant, and it's a great restaurant, and and then people help each other, because this restaurant. A restaurant on normal days would never give you a Friday or a Saturday at a reduced rate, but they have to now because they, even they need to get going. So it's just like people working together to try, and we will get through it. As I always say on my channel, we just keep the island warm for you guys to come over because we want you back, and but we've got to try and think of our ways to try and keep ourselves going for when it's time for you guys to come back, and that's what we're doing at the moment. And that's really, it sounds again sometimes I'm not going to be a doom and gloom, but it's the realism of this island at this moment in time. You know, it's not all. Unfortunately, it's not all jet skis and you know, and parasailing that you do. It's that you did. It's not all that at the moment. Yeah, thank the Lord.
I've gone from jumping off mountains, jet skiing, diving.
That was ridiculous, by the way.
All them different things to now eating a burger at McDonald's on my walk. I need to get abroad. I'll be
Right.
We actually went down there to Coppelici Beach, and they were coming in, and he's going, "It's good, that, isn't it?" And I'm going, "Yeah." And he's going, "Lee's done that, you know. The MacMaster's done it. Do you want to do that?" I'm going, "Hell no! I don't want to do that. My God."
No,
that was all thanks to Daniel at Tenerife First Excursions. I'll put his link in the description below as well if you're watching on catch up. But as I say, what are you covering on your Tenerife vlog? Obviously, I cover in jumping off mountains and things. You're doing. Would you like to tell the people about your vlog? About your not
I'm
not
having
mine,
to stick
yours.
Rick in a thing and push him off a mountain. That should be an interesting vlog, wouldn't it?
It came down. My knowledge of the island had been. My mother and a partner moved here when I was 16. I've been off the island for so many years, and my daughter was even born here because I had a stint over here living here for a couple of years at the time, so about 17 years ago. And it was actually interviewing you when we did that interview down in Las Americas, and it was a podcast at the time.
I'm having to shoot.
You just drink your daiquiri, pet. And it was one of those ones. It was like, well, I've got a lot of knowledge of the island, and you know, I know places on the island that other people might not know. And it was like, to me, up in this area, it was Los Abrigos, it was El Medino, and it was all that sort of stuff. So I started vlogging Los Abrigos and El Medino, and it was doing all right until this lady came and started joining me, and then it just went straight, through the roof because everyone thought she was hilarious, which she is, of course. But it was I found that we bounced a lot better off each other, so we started doing that, and then because I like it to hopefully be funny and light-hearted. That's what I want. So the idea then was, well, let's do a live. I knew what Shelley did on Facebook because we'd been doing it for a year. So I thought if I can get that over onto YouTube, and then if we can do a live before and then have just a general chat on a Sunday, just have a chat with people and then listen to Shelley. Because the idea really, I always say, she's the main talent, not me. When people hear her sing, it's like, wow. Oh, well, it's true. It's true. And then what happened was from there, we created we created a little bit of a club called Wind Down Wednesday. And at 8 o'clock at night on a Wednesday, yeah, there's the W, wind down. The W goes down. Wind Down Wednesday. It's like the Masons now. And it was like, we thought, let's open a bottle of wine, let's have a chat. And it came down to the fact that because there must be so many people at the moment on their own in the UK that's in a proper lockdown. They might be on a 10th floor flat with no balcony on their own. It's like, well, if you've got this medium of social media where you can get out in contact. And even last night we had somebody, they were over the moon that they were with us. And that was out of 170 people. It becomes, what it's like with a community. You know what this is like.
I had no idea that there would be such a massive community on YouTube that would be very similar to the Facebook. But like you say, we've always said Facebook's very much your friend and your family and your mates.
Yeah, your family's family and your friend's friend.
But the YouTube, I don't know half these people from Adam on YouTube. Yeah. And then they're on every week. And now I learn about the lives and everything. It's great fun. Where are you got a wedding kid for, She wanted in a
It's like a family, I always say, because I think I have 33,000 subscribers.
Yeah, you've got a massive family, by the way.
Yeah.
But I don't use that. I refuse to use the term fans. So I love it. It's like friends and family.
The only thing that we stipulate is because we're in tier 3 that if the police ever raided the house, that we all just spread out on a Wednesday. So we all phone up and just go away, and we're absolutely fine. Then it's just the two of us. But it's one of those things.
Can you tell me what we're saying? Tier 3. By the way, I just want to say thank you. By the way, to my moderators. We've got Tree Surgeon and El Cid. I'd like to thank them very much.
Job, them too. Yeah.
Doing a cracking job. Also, we've now got 419 people watching. Do me a favour, everybody who's watching, doesn't cost you. Just hide the chat and just click that thumbs up because these guys, not for me, for these guys. That's it, for these guys, not for me, because I'm doing all the information. And hi to the Crackmaster who's watching as well. Moderators or Crackmaster, Crackmasters and moderators as well. Can somebody share these on the MacMaster friends pages, please?
Thank you very much.
This video. And okay, you need Wind Down Wednesday merch, by the way, Nikki Dunn said. So get on with it.
Somebody's been asking that today.
What I'm thinking of doing, this would be a great one. I was thinking of getting I've nowhere near thought about it. There's a T-shirt. Imagine a T-shirt with a man just like looking confused because it'll say WDW with TTVC. It's like a maths algorithm. Wind out.
I don't subscribe to all that.
He's only had a pint.
I don't subscribe to all that merch
Oh,
stuff.
no, look at that. Yeah, I saw that. You had quite a big needle in between your legs, I saw on that other T-shirt, by the way.
Beg your
I
pardon.
did, yeah, I did.
He knows what I mean.
So tier 3, what does it mean? What's the implications of tier 3?
At this moment in time, we are under house arrest from 10 o'clock at night until 6 in the morning. Unless you're going to work, or unless for needs and necessities, there is a curfew. There was a plan of thinking about dropping it to 8 o'clock.
Yeah, they've declined that. They said no.
Yeah, I think they've declined that. So that's not going to happen because the regions, that was big yesterday in yesterday's news, but then the regions have turned around and said, no, that's not going to happen. So we don't know if that's the case or yet or not. It is to suppress the party, the fiestas for the religious. So they're very religious in Spain and the Canaries, and it's to suppress those parties.
It's no inside bars have to be closed.
All the bars, all the tables inside are shut.
Only terraces are open to
33%. Yeah, 33% terrace at the moment. So literally, we've come away from the main area and sat here and pulled a chair. Shelley said straight away, "Are we allowed to sit here? Because we're actually creating another table, but we're okay. We're fine. We've checked." But that's how strict it is. When there's at the moment with the entertainment going on. They said there's no entertainment whatsoever. And some of the bars were going, "Yeah, it's fine. We spoke to so and so, and it's fine." And it's not fine.
Yeah,
it's not fine. Everybody's just going, "Look, for the next 3 weeks, let's just put your heads down. All the entertainers, the radio DJs that we know, just put your heads down. Let's get through the next 3 weeks and let's hope we come out the other side." Just like you, we do believe there's a light at the end of this tunnel. We do believe that. And we genuinely think there will be a day when you guys are coming back over because people love the holidays, people love Tenerife, And it's just like, if we can, what you said before, stop the rot from now and just that's what the business are doing. If the businesses can stop the rot, some of the businesses that you see that were the big businesses over here, the big restaurants and the big, bars, they are in a worse position than us because our outgoings are just ourselves. Yet they've got these rents, they've got these rates, they've got these social securities. They've got the biggest one that my heart goes out to is a place called Princess Di's. Princess Di's in Los Cristianos is a massive bar. On the patch, it had 3 entertainers on every single night. The people just, the owners were fantastic, supporting the public. Most of the people listening most probably know about Princess Di's, the entertainers, and they've tried their hardest to stay open. They really tried. In the end, it got brought to the knees. They had to close. So guys, we're going to have to close. We'll open again, but we're going to have to close for now. And it's sucking the soul out of the island.
Yeah.
It sucks the soul out, and that's the worst thing about it. We can do the vlogs where we walk down the street on the beach showing Las Americas. We will still get the sunshine, we will still get the waves coming in, the pebbles, but it's the people. When you've got that camera on you, and then behind you there is nobody for 300 meters. That's not the Tenerife
No,
that's not the Tenerife we know, and that's the Tenerife that the people watching. That's not the Tenerife they know either, and that's what's sad. So we can't get away from that fact.
I was there, I believe December was when I came back last year. And there was a certain amount of people around still, especially in places like in the resorts like Los Cristianos.
Yeah.
Have you seen a big decline since December?
Yeah, I think it's because the swallows come over in December. Some left in February, but they come over for the Christmas. And then that's it. Even if they come over in January, they've gone now.
I will say about a week and a half ago, I was in Los Cristianos with the MacMaster actually with Daniel, and he dragged me out for a run. He should nickname his cigarette because he takes me out for a drag. And there were more people along the front than the previous weeks, but they were not Brits.
No.
They were most probably Scandis, maybe. Eastern European as well.
Yes, a lot of Eastern European.
We're on the Gulf, so we're 2 minutes away from the airport, Lee. And the aircraft that comes over, which is very few and far between, we don't even know the name of these aircrafts.
No.
We're like, where is that from? The only one we know is Lufthansa, which is on a Sunday.
Yeah.
But we don't know any others.
And that's fly, not you.
I thought I was spitting on.
I did hear that there was Germans coming back to the island. Have you noticed that?
Yes, I have actually, and we've moved away. There's a German table there,
Mm-hmm.
so we moved away from that. There are, as I said, there are other European countries coming here. I mean, the flights. we live on the Gulf, as I say, and the flights are every 5, 6, 7 minutes, and they're that often you don't hear them. Now, when the flights come in, you hear them because they're that few and far between. And people say, "How do you live there?" It's like, well, we don't hear it. You learn to stop talking. We call it ad break when you take an ad break when you come over. But now it's like now you hear them because they are that few and far between, and it's sad.
The Gulf del Sur where you are, massive place there, massive resort for swallows there. So that must be what you're noticing and experiencing, because obviously now, unless they've actually got citizenship and they are just swallows, they're going to have to go back after the 90 days. So you're going to see a massive difference there on the Gulf del Sur.
Well, this is it. They've gone already. This week is the 90 days is up the 30th of March. It's all connected with Brexit and everything. That is it.
They don't tell you, because nobody tells you what their situations are, which is normal.
Yeah.
But all that happens is just it's almost like you go out the next day and it's like people have disappeared.
Yeah.
And back out the next day and other people. It's these are people that are in your peripheral vision as you're doing your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
That are then not there anymore. So you don't know them, you just see them.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you don't
walking
see
down
them.
the street alone.
Yeah.
That's the strange thing
and
about
you don't
it.
see them.
1 minute you're like, God, there used to be a lot of people walking down the street. Now it's like, wow, there's actually nobody here but me and the dog.
Yeah.
Which is really weird.
It's sad to see. It really is. I mean, don't get me wrong, the place is still here. When you leave, the building's still here. The sun's still here. People will come back to it, but it's just at this moment in time. It's now. They always say, the last hurdle is normally the toughest hurdle. I think that's what they normally tend to say.
I just think the only difference is here compared to the UK, because they look at us and go, yeah, well, the sun's shining and everything. But the problem is here, I do believe, my opinion, mind, I think the British government have looked after their own bet in the UK better than the Spanish government have looked after the residents, expats. Maybe I don't know about the Spanish, but definitely the expats.
The thing about it, though, is
having a rough time.
You don't know if their paperwork's in order. That's the thing.
True,
that's what it comes down to.
But then again, my paperwork was in order and I got nothing.
Yeah.
So a lot of people we know in that respect as well. But do you know, at the end of the day, it will start again. It's just a matter of time. We're just hanging on.
We're in a lucky position, and we mean that in a fortunate way, that we can try and stop the rot. We've got family around us that that help, and we can try and stop the rot of what we're in. But there's a lot of people over here that don't have that, and that's the hardest bit thing to see, to watch when you see your friends who and there's a guy. What happened was when the business is shut down, they went on a thing called ERTE, which is your furlough. Yeah. There's a guy who went on furlough, and I've known him for years. He's a great guy. He's fantastic at what he does. And then he got the opportunity to try and better himself. So he came off furlough and went to this other job to try and better himself, and it didn't work out within 3 days. Now he can't get back into where he was, and he can't claim gold because he can't do it. And all because
he walked out of the job.
All because he tried to better himself. And that's something fundamentally wrong, or it's a heck of a shame, but that's something that's fundamentally wrong. And and I'm not a politician, Lee. I don't know the rules about it. It's just all I can see is what from the street. That's the way it is at this moment in time. Yeah. But he's not the only one. There's loads of people like that. There's loads, and what we try to do, and I keep trying to spin it. If we put a smile on people's faces, that's all I want to do. But every so often, it's like, hang on a minute, this is what's going on. But if we put a smile on your face, let's try and do that.
What's the general feeling of people over there at the moment? Are they still keeping positive?
I think so.
I'm just gonna get me another frosty glass.
Oh man, that's not fair. Get me one.
He said, "Do you want me one?"
Yeah.
And Lee wants one.
I'll get one for Lee as well.
They're ordering frosty glass and beer live on the channel. Anyone for a beer out there? We've got 531 people watching. Give him your address, guys.
It is. I think it'll be all right. I do. Our friends that we have here, that we're all very much. We don't tend to involve ourselves with people who are too down and negative. And I think you surround yourself with positive people, and you'll always live a positive life.
Yeah.
And that's what we kind of live by. So
I think
we'll get there.
I think the general mood is dependent where you go. Yeah. You get the residents that are retired that just complain about it, but it's not affecting them. You get
they don't believe it's real.
Yeah, you get the kids. You get the kids that are oblivious to it, and then you get the band of our age who are living in it at this moment in time, who then have to try and work out what to do. So it just varies where you go. It's just a different way you go.
There will apparently. I read a news story out last night. that if you have a property out there and you're British, you are now legally allowed, don't quote me on it, you have to check it up, to go over and get it ready for rental. And you're also allowed to go over and purchase a property.
I think you'll find that there's loopholes everywhere.
Yeah.
And I
read one just before we went online, actually.
Yeah.
If you have an appointment with a bank here, and you can prove you have an appointment with a bank or a hair store or a dentist, a doctor.
I heard there's a lot of Irish.
There was a lot of Irish people doing that with the dentist.
I'm sure you need a little bit of teeth work doing there, Lee. I'm sure
Well, at least I can see your teeth now. You've got rid of your beard. I can see it now.
I know, because I'm eating that much food for the videos. Quick, a question for you. The question for Shelley. If you had to sum up this tier 3, this moment in time on the island of Tenerife, if you had to sum it up in a song, don't answer this now, we'll get to this at the end of the vlog, which song would you pick to sum up tier 3 on the island of Tenerife?
That's like pressure,
That's like doing homework now, Pat. You're going to do homework on that one.
Yeah.
Well, because, and some little birdie told me that you've been on television as well.
Yeah, I've done a couple of stints on telly, but you think when you're on the telly, that's it, you make it famous. But I'm still a skint. Don't believe them. It's a lie. Yeah, I was on Star for a Night back in 2000 with Jane MacDonald, and then I was on The Voice with another girl in a duo called Diva, and we were on Team Tom Jones.
Oh,
in 2013, we had a great time. We had such a good time.
Can you tell me what Tom Jones was like?
Oh, he's lovely, he's really nice. He's only little. I thought he was going to be big because they call him like, not the gorilla, what they call him, the silverback, don't they? And he's really nice, but he's like, well, everybody's littler than me, shorter, and he's like, but he's lovely. He's lovely. But there you go, Will.i.am, you were talking about. He doesn't like to hug people. He's very much.
Will.i.am's not a hugger.
He goes like that. Hi. It's like, don't come near. I'm like in his aura, he's not into that at all.
I don't know what you were reaching for, Lee, but cheers.
And
everybody back in the UK.
I'm being spoiled because it's happy hour. I don't get these. It's a happy hour.
We are all open for you guys when you come over.
Whereabouts are you for people that's just joined us?
We are on Golf del Sur. We are about 5 kilometres away from the airport, so about 2.5 miles away. We are on the coast, right down the bottom hill of Golf del Sur, on an area in a bar which is called El Nautico, and it's the glass bar that's along the walkway next door to the Fantasia Hotel, and it's one of the nicest bars on the Gulf. It's our local, really. It's just down the road for us, but it's one of the nicest bars on the Gulf where you can come in even on a Sunday, come and have a cup of coffee. Daniel and Sahar have done their Sunday smoothies down here about maybe 4 weeks ago, and the views were just to die for. As I say, I mean, today's a bit Kalimery, so it's a bit cloudy, but it's a beautiful place. It really is, and just at the bottom of the Gulf.
We've got some questions. We need some questions. I think we've got 569 people watching, so all of the people that are watching to start with, give the thumbs up. It doesn't cost you a penny. Click that little cross, hide the chat, hit the thumbs up for us, guys. Pushes it out there. And it's going to help these guys, because what I want to do, I want to increase their subscribership on their YouTube channel.
Thank you very much.
They're in tier 3 at the moment, so we're going to help them out. So hit that thumbs up, guys. I'm also going to put the link to their channel if you're watching on Catch Up in the description below. Their channel is called That Tenerife Vlogcast. So search that out if you're watching live. There was a question here. From dancing in my birthday suit. That says, let me just move these blinds here. That says, do you think support will be improved on furlough, etc.? Good question.
For here, no. I think that what they've done is I think they've set the stall out. They set it out quite clearly right at the beginning, and they've actually followed it through, and all they've actually done is extended it. The issue was my sister's very heavily involved in this because she's got a lot of clients. She deals with the intermediaries between businesses and government, because that's what she does with the language skills. She's been doing it for years. The issue is that people didn't have the paperwork right in the first place. And then if you don't have the paperwork right in the first place, then you're not in the system. You can't get through it, and that was the issue. I was fortunate to have my sister really over here. She's the one who helped set me up. But it's one of those, I don't think it's going to happen, Lee. I think they've set this stall out. This is how it is now. And this is how it's been for the last year. Yeah. Our lockdown was 3 weeks before you said yours was on the news the other day. And they've kept to that script, and they've just pushed it through all the way through. And what they will do is they'll extend it again, I think. I mean, I'm on, mine's extended now till March. After March, it stops, but I don't think it will. I think it'll get extended again. And that's how it goes, We're lucky in essence that, people own properties over here. We don't own over here. We rent over here. I've got properties back in the UK. And we're lucky that the renters, that the people, the landlords or whoever it is who owns them, it depends how lucky you are. I've got a very good relationship with mine. It's a massive company in Spain who own properties all over Spain, and they've been very gracious and helped us as well. And
not everybody's in that position.
Not everybody's in that position. That's the issue.
Some people have actually not legally, they're not allowed to throw people out.
Yeah,
but they are doing it.
Yeah. I know of a business over here at the moment that's in the region of they pay a rent of about £400 a week, and they're looking at the end of the month that to go up to £2,000. So from £400 a week to be £1,600 for the month, really, that's going to jump from £1,600 up to £2,000. And I don't think they're going to be able to survive. Even that little bit of the extra £400, I don't think they're going to survive.
No.
And that's the sad state of affairs. And that's a long-standing business.
Yeah.
So it's I think that's, in answer to your question, Lee, I don't think so, no.
I've got some fun questions for you.
Good.
I've got
Shelley, you do that.
Horizon Talk Radio, by the way. I've seen your email. I've just been out filming all afternoon, then I've come back to do this live with Rick and Shelley, but I will be in touch with you because I'm going to be on a radio station now on Horizon Talk Radio. Question for you, Shelley. I haven't got any questions for you, really, have I, Rick? Don't worry. Has anyone got a question for...
She's the talent, Lee. She's the talent, not me.
What's your most... Come on, guys, 577 people watching. We've got an entertainer here on the island that you love of Tenerife. Let's get some questions out for him. My first question, I'll throw a question out there so you've got the kind of ideas. What's your most requested song on an evening?
On three. 1, 2, 3. I'm alive. Celine Dion.
Most requested song.
By far.
Which one's that?
I'm Alive by Celine Dion.
I'm Alive by Celine Dion. I would have thought
always.
Always. Every show. You have to sing it. I'm like, not again.
They'll shout, Celine.
No, again. Yeah. I'm Alive.
Come on, until somebody else asks. What's your least favourite song?
Ooh,
Motown.
Rick doesn't like Motown.
I can't be doing Motown. Chewing gum for the ears, Motown.
Do you know what? Because when I was in the UK, I've sang for so many years. So I've sang everything from like your diva songs to your old-fashioned 60s songs. And then I had a rock band for 10 years. So I do rock as well. So I will diverse so much in one show if need be. Or I'll just do one show of rock or Motown or whatever. So I like singing all sorts. So I don't really get that fed up of singing. Really.
Your catalogue's that big.
Well, yeah, David O'Carroll says, it's a good one, this, actually. I'm asking you what you don't like. What's your most favourite song? What's your most favourite song to sing?
At the moment, I like to do This Is Me, probably. This Is Me or Run to You, Whitney Houston. I like something that can really get my teeth into because I've got a bit of a powerful voice. So I like to be able to belt it out,
This Is Me from The Great Showman's brilliant. And Beyonce.
Yeah, he likes Listen.
Listen by Beyonce, I think.
Any of the big kind of ballads type.
Shirley Bassey. What's that one? This Is My Life, Shirley Bassey. I think it's a great one. Really good.
Tony Such said Shelley sang You're My World on Sunday.
You're My
World. That's a big requested song as well.
I like the Honda song.
You're My Honda song.
That song, there was an advert with Honda. It was To Dream the Impossible Dream. She does that one. That's like goosebumps, that one. Really good.
We've got what else have we got on here? Great jobs on them. Yeah, moderators are doing an absolutely fantastic job. Got 580 people watching now, so hit the thumbs up and don't forget to go over. And if you're not subscribed to these guys,
thank you.
They are that Tenerife vlogcast, and I'll also put Shelley's link in there as well. Do you when you've been busy over there, what's your largest audience been?
Well, because the bars are not really. You talking about in the bars?
Yeah, well,
Or when we go
any
live.
venue. Well, have you done bars or have you done hotels as well?
Yeah, I do the hotels as well. The problem is because the bars are not. They don't have big bars here. So you full bars. You know, they all tend to be the same kind of size. A couple of hundred tops.
Yeah.
But
Online,
that's online. It's like this. Thousands online, but it's this is a small audience, a small live audience for me because I came from working clubland in Yorkshire in the northeast, you know, and some of them clubs are huge. So
I think the biggest one I saw was online was when the lockdown first finished. I went out and videoed the streets of Golf del Sur, and I put on your song.
Dreamed a Dream.
I Dreamed a Dream from Les Miserables, and that hit 25,000 across all media platforms. So that was pretty decent, and that was just spread out across different platforms. But it tallied up to about 25,000 views on that.
What's your favourite hotel? Do you have I mean, you're allowed to say that, Shelley. What's been your favourite hotel to perform in?
Yeah, I like Royal Sunset Beach. Royal Sunset's in Fanny Bay. It's Diamond Resorts Hotel. It's really nice. And at the moment they're only working around the pool because the pool bar. But the people are so nice that are in there. But that's fully booked. Well, that's unreal, isn't it?
Fully booked with Spanish, though. Fully booked with Spanish.
That's fully booked at the moment, is it?
Fully booked with Spanish. It's like 100% capacity at the moment with the Spanish.
Yeah, but then she says all the foreign people when they arrive, and she says they're all coming for plastic surgery. This is the manager.
They're loopholes. They're loopholes.
She says they're coming for plastic. She says they're coming in with bandages around their faces and doctors and pointers. She says we're like, my God. But the problem is they're not coming out of the rooms because of all of this plastic surgery. It's like, wow.
Really, honestly, it's bizarre. It's a bizarre place.
It's a weird world we're living in.
Because a lot of the hotels have been closed, have they had to open up for the Spanish?
No, I think some opened briefly, a couple of weeks, and then they just closed again.
Sunset Beach isn't a big hotel, though.
No,
really.
it's maybe
100. It's like 100 apartments, so it's not really massive. I mean, we're sat next door to Fantasia, which I think is closed.
Yeah.
And the Vinci on the other side's closed as well, which is just over there.
All the big ones are closed.
And it's just you know, I was in sales in the hotels, and you know, even they're closed as well. So it's not because there's nobody there.
Yeah.
There's just nobody to speak to work to supply to.
We've got Living with MS in Tenerife in the house as well. Hi, Tim. How you doing? Great channel.
Is that Tim? Hi, Tim.
Brilliant channel. We've also got, I'm reading some messages down here as well. Mac and Crack should sing Unchained Melody.
Okay, Melody.
Didn't
I haven't, but I'll give it a go.
I think me and Daniel this end should sing Unchained Melody.
Oh, you would sing it.
Oh, you?
Daniel, I think Robson and Jerome sang that, didn't we? We'll leave it with Robson and Jerome. They did a bad enough job of it. Where are you originally from, both of you?
I'm originally from just outside of Sunderland, a place called Penshaw or Penshaw.
I love that, Penshaw. She goes posh when she says
Penshaw.
I'm a Manchester lad who left there when I was 19. I went to Holland for 15 years, and then I came back here, and then ended up in Newcastle. So that's where we met because we're up in the northeast both together. So my accent's all over the place. But
what's your favourite drinks?
I'm quite willing to. If it's not gin and tonic, I do like a strawberry daiquiri.
Shelley's a gin princess, by the way.
Oh,
she
yes,
loves
I do
the
like
gin.
a gin and tonic.
And I'm a very, very simple. I'm just a lager man in a frosted glass, Lee, just like you. The first lager in a frosted glass on a hot day is the best drink you can ever have.
Big question. We've got 565 people watching. I'm pretty sure that 565 of these people, maybe 564, want to know, can you still get a €1 pint?
What?
Can you get a €1 pint?
Oh, yeah.
I will answer that. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. And it's normally, for me, I'd go to the place called St. Elmo, which is Las Vistas Beach, which you know Las Vistas, which is near the McDonald's there. There's what's that place, that next door restaurant? The Sun King, is it? No?
Yeah.
Is it the Sun King?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's in there. You've been in there as well, Lee. You'd walk past there and they're still advertising the €1 pints.
€1 pint
as well. They're good as well.
It's what, sorry?
€1.50 for a half, mind.
Yeah, €1 for a pint, 1.5 for a half. How does that work out?
You can get, by the way, because You can get at Lily's Tea Rooms, you can get an Alhambra for €1.50, which I think is damn good value.
I was up there with Dan only the other day, and it was on your live, funnily enough. We went up there.
Yes.
I bumped into Daniel on your live. That's right, yeah. I remember we're up to Lily's Tea Room. And that hotel you're talking about is at the top of the street of there, the hotel that you're working at.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So it's all in that area.
If somebody asked you this question, I know you have a favourite, I've asked you what your favourite hotel is to perform in. If somebody said to you, look, I'm coming on holiday to Tenerife once the lockdown's over, what hotel and what location, what resort would you advise me to stay in?
I would ask them what kind of holiday they wanted, because depends on what kind of holiday you want, depends on where you should stay, I think. If you quite like to go to just like a little bar and a few restaurants and have more of a traditional kind of time, I would say Los Cristianos is the nicer place with the port. If you like live entertainment and you want it on your doorstep, I would say in Parque de la Paz, because then you have that row of bars, which we vlogged that the other day, because you're literally just walking underneath on like Mediterranean Palace Safari Centre, that area. If you like to do it a little bit more and you're quite happy to pay that little bit extra, if you start pushing it further along to Adeje and of course to Fanya Bay, then that's the further along that road you get, the more expensive the hotels become, and so the little bit better quality of the bars, restaurants, etc. along that way.
Favorite place of ours is Puerto Colón. We like it down there, with the harbour boats and all that down that area.
Yeah.
And the beach down there is great. I used to work down that area. We've got a couple of friends who've got a really good place there called The Bar, and it's they've unfortunately had to close at the moment as well. And it's a place where we would drive from the Gulf. We'd go there for our, if we go out for an hour or so, then we'll go to Puerto Colón because the views are just spectacular. There's always something to see down there,
I always say if they want advice, then all we would have to do was just send us a message and go, can you advise us? I want this kind of holiday. Yeah. And then quite happily turn around and go, okay, go there. Yeah. And that's what we would do. It
comes down to for that, because the hard thing on Tenerife is to find people who've got not just their own interests at heart, but other people's. So for us, it doesn't mean anything for us. If somebody says, I'm with a family of 4 and I want a nice peaceful holiday, where do you suggest? We'd know where to go. Yeah. I wouldn't stick them in the middle next to Veronica's, for instance, in Las Americas. So it's that sort of thing. It's like that insider's knowledge almost that we have. It's like this place here, you didn't know. I remember you stumbled across this place, but it's like one of those ones. It's like you'd come back here every single day if you knew it. It's such a nice place.
Somebody's saying that the ABC app, they can find you on that where you're playing.
That is what a great app that is.
The ABC app is Roger's running that. That's an amazing app actually for all the acts that are on the island, all the bars that are on the island.
Can I just, if they look on their Android or on their iPhones and type in ABC Tenerife, then you'll find it, because it's definitely ABC space Tenerife. And it's a great app, honestly. It's a one-man show. There's a guy called Roger, and he's such a nice guy.
Yeah,
and he'll get every single artist. So you put in your favourite artist, they'll tell you where they're working. I mean, at the moment, even that's dormant.
Yeah, I think that's it's not working at the moment, obviously, because there's nobody working anywhere.
How would they find you, though?
So much.
They'd search for Shelley.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happens is when you go on ABC Tenerife, on the side, on the main menu, you'll say bars or acts. So when you go to acts, then it just gives you an alphabet. So you'll just click on S for Shelley, and all the acts that come under S will be there. And so you'll scroll down and you'll find me, click on that, and then all my dates of where I'll be will be on there.
What's your stage name? Shelley?
Shelley.
Just Shelley.
Just Shelley.
Yeah. Shelley. Yeah.
Actually, somebody said here that the Shamrock and Thistle, great bar that is, by the way. Love that bar.
Yeah, Puerto Colón, great bar. Really great bar. It's a lovely place to sit and just watch the world go by. And it's it's such a nice area around there.
It really is good. So we've got 557 people watching. We've got another 10 minutes. Don't forget, you've got to sum up the island at the moment in one song. Right? So we'll end it with
I think it should be The Show Must Go On.
Like it. I like it.
That's a great one.
I'm just trying to think about it.
I never give a 10, but you've got a 10 for that answer. That is brilliant. So what we want to do, guys, people watching on Catch Up, people watching now, want to head over to their YouTube channel, which is That Tenerife Vlogcast. I want you to subscribe to these guys when you get this subscribership up. It does help them. because at the moment we're on tier 3 in Tenerife, or you're on tier 3 in Tenerife. So that's it. Push the buttons. Have you got anything to say before we wind this up? I've not asked you a question. Rick.
Who, me?
Yeah. How are you? First of all, because you interviewed me.
Yeah.
I
hounded you. Remember, I hounded you.
You did actually, yeah. I got emails. Can you come on my vlog? Can you come out on that? Yeah, my blog. It was your blog, wasn't it? I said, yeah.
It was, yeah.
So I did it. How did you find me?
I found it was a very, very strange experience because you came out of the blue from landing on the island, and everybody was telling me about you. I wasn't a YouTuber at all. As I said, I've been all across a lot of social media platforms. I've had over 500,000 views on TikTok on one of the things I've done, so it was nowhere near YouTube. And then this name kept coming up, and I'm right, okay, so we're trying to set this channel up where we're actually interviewing people and entertainers. And I thought, but then you're the biggest entertainer at the moment on the app. Let's go and get you. And you came down, and I was there with the big Apple Mac at the time, and it's like just so amateurish most probably, but you were so very, very pleasant. You were very cooperative in what I was saying, so helpful, really. And to be honest with you guys, this is down to for your viewers and for your community as well. The MacMaster, the way you help the people like myself, like Daniel, like Tim, like Andrew, the way you've done it all, it's been a credit to you more than anything else. And you deserve all the success you get, and it's been brilliant. And if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be doing this. And that's the truth. And because for us, it was one of those ones like, well, I've always liked it. I've always never been shy in front of a camera or a microphone, but that little push was just needed. And hopefully we can treat the community the same way you treat the community. And if we do that, then we're not doing a bad job.
I really like it, I have to say, because obviously eventually I'll move on from Tenerife, because I'm supposed to be a travel vlogger, not just a Tenerife vlogger. But it's nice that I can see. There's a legacy there. There's Andrew there. There's Daniel there. There's Tim. There's yourself.
There's more vloggers on the island than tourists at the moment.
And it's just great to see. So it's fantastic. It's really nice. I love it. And I must say, everybody who's watching now, you meet people. That's what it is. I wouldn't have met you. I wouldn't have met Tim. I wouldn't have met Daniel. I wouldn't have met Andrew. All the different people.
I've become me and Daniel become very, very good friends, and with Sahar as well. And we did a vlog together up in Guimar, and we had so much fun. It was such
We're
fun.
actually doing a vlog with them next week. Live next week.
We're going to do a live with them next week as well, with Daniel and Sahar over here on the golf again. They took us to Guimar, so we're going to bring them to the golf, and we're going to take them over here for a live. And it'll be sounds like.
Can you give that dog a €1 pie?
We're going to try and find a €1 pie. Yeah. Should do the hunt for the €1 pie, see if it's still there. Not a bad idea, Lee. Like
that. It's brilliant. I'm going to wind it up here. What this vlog's about. Don't go just yet, guys. 548 people watching. Listen, this vlog's not about me. This vlog's about Rick and Shelley. I want you to head over. I want you to subscribe to their channel. If you're watching on Catch Up, the link will be in the description below, and there'll be a picture at the end. So don't click off, and you'll see a picture at the end on Catch Up, on the live, obviously. But it is That Tenerife Vlogcast. Head over, subscribe to them. How many are you on at the moment?
We are just shy 1,700 subscribers now. We're about 1,680 at the moment, and it's growing daily. And it's one of those things. It's again for me, like last night when we did our Wind Down Wednesday last night. If I ask people to share it all the time, and it's more for the fact of there will be people that sat there on their own as well who don't realise that this community is available. I never knew this community was here, so there's other people that will actually benefit from it. And we, honest to God, Lee, we have a laugh. We don't talk. I mean, what you and Tim do, that vlog you did last week, by the way, was brilliant because it's purely factual, purely numbers, all that sort of stuff. It's great. We don't do that.
No, we do the PewDiePie.
We just do purely. We just have a laugh.
It was brilliant. Somebody said to me, "Wow, Lee, you've done really well. You've got 35,000 views on that vlog." It was Tim. I didn't say anything.
But he's great. He's brilliant. Honestly, what he does. He invited me over to his live last week, and I met Christina, and we had such, what a gentleman he is as well. And it was just like you meet these people, and then it makes you for yourself go, well, if we can get more people enjoying what we do. We had as I said last night, there was 200 people last night, and they were just having a laugh, and they were just there going, "What a breath of fresh air this is." And if that does it, and there might be 2-3 people in that group of 200 people who really need it, and that's just nice to know. That's what I think about it anyway. So I take it with a bit of fun. I take it seriously, but I take it with a bit of fun.
Carl just said, how many performers acts are allowed in one place bar to perform in these times?
How many what, sorry?
How many performers / acts are allowed in one place or bar to perform at these times? Well, you can't at all at the moment in Tier 3.
At this moment, none. Absolutely none.
Not for 3 weeks.
Not for 3 weeks. When that happens afterwards, so long as you're following the rules and regulations, you can have 10 acts on a night if you like. But you've got to it's not about the acts on the stage then. It's about, if you've got, let's say you've got 10 acts, Lee, the bar has to pay those 10 acts. Therefore, they need sufficient amount of people in the bar to be able to pay to substantiate the fact of that. But therefore, they've also got to be playing against the rules, to make sure that the bar, everybody's 2 meters apart, and that then stick it. So it doesn't work. The equation doesn't add up, and that's where it becomes difficult.
We've got a couple. I'll do a couple more questions. We've got.
Sorry, we're just at the end of our street. We're fine.
It said, "Are you in the bar at Golftel, sir?" That's Tim in Embling. Yes, you are. You're at the bar at Golftel, sir, which is El Nautico.
Yep.
Am I, the Crackmaster, and Data Daz still doing the trip to Tenerife? Yes, the road trip down to Tenerife as soon as we can travel. Yes, we will do. I'm going to say one last thing now, and I say it again. Oh, Nigel S., thank you very much. You look 15 years younger without the beard.
I agree with Nigel.
I agree.
We agree.
I feel a lot younger. And we've got I'm in the dark. I am. It's going a bit dark. There we go. I'm going to wind it up now anyway. Guys, Rick, Shelley, that's Tenerife Vlogcast. Make sure you head over and subscribe. Thank you for joining us. You've been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best, and I really, really want everybody to go over and subscribe to their channel who watches this, watching it on catch up. Please go over, support them. You love Tenerife, show these guys some support. Please get the subscribership up. It does help them, and it doesn't cost you anything. My mum used to say, not subscribing, you have to pay. It's like magazines. No, it's free.
Do you know what my mother? My mother goes, if it's free, give it me.
It's free entertainment, guys.
Can I just say, Lee, thank you very, very much. Thank you for having us, for being the host. It's been absolutely amazing. Really has. Really appreciate it. I so look forward to you coming back over. And I think it's on.
Hang on, wait there.
No, you're going. There you go.
I'm here. It's all right.
Put another 50p in the meter.
No, it was my daughter ringing me.
Thanks for having us, Lee. And I really look forward to getting you for you to come back over again. And everybody who's watching, the people that are watching are fans of Tenerife, and we are definitely waiting for you. That the island is here, it's still here, and it's waiting for you guys to come over. And in the meantime, we'll try and do as many shots we can to give it justice, just to give you guys a nice time and see what you see. Maybe show you a couple of new places that you've never heard of, but then also try and give you some favourites as well.
Brilliant.
And she'll keep singing on a Sunday.
We'll do some collaborations when I come over. I promise.
That's a deal.
Have a frosty pint for me, a €1 one. And guys, everybody who's watching, I'd like to say thanks to the moderators, to Elsid and Tree Surgeon, and also the Crackmaster. Thank you to all the MacMaster family out there for watching and joining. Hit that thumbs up as well, guys, and stay safe, stay positive, and I'll see you guys in the next one.